What example are we setting? What example are we setting in our life? Day to day, week to week, month to month. Sometimes we think, well, I don't know, I'm just laying low. I'm not setting any example. But that's an example too, right? When we try to hide and don't do anything, we're either setting a good example or a bad example, or a combination at times. And like for example, a bad example would be if we're too attached to things, or sports, or if our team loses and doesn't get into the World Series, then we look like this fella here. If we, okay, there you go. Say, sorry. Always Toby McGuire. Sorry, he always the meme there. Okay, anyway, okay, let's get Toby off there. So, but seriously, what example are we setting in our life? We hear from the second reading, Paul saying, "Be an example of me." Now that may sound prideful, but in his case, it's true, right? Because he's really found the Lord. And, can we say that? Can we say to our family, to others, be an example of me? And if not, then what is the Lord asking us to change in our life? How to be that good example, as he is saying that Thessalonians were a good example to others. Well, this week, we have All Saints' Day on Wednesday, November 1st, always All Saints' Day. That's why there's Halloween, because Halloween, the word comes from All Hallows' Eve. Hallowed be your name, holy. So it's the eve of the holy day of All Saints' Day. So I was thinking about my favorite saints, and what are some of your favorite saints? Here's just some examples of some saints here. Yes, thank you. Padre Pio, Martin de Porres, great love of the poor. St. Teresa of Avila, very smart. St. Terz, we'll talk about her. St. Gemma Galgani. St. Paquita used to be a slave, then freed, and then became religious. St. Francis Sales, known as the gentleman saint. And St. Bernadette of Subaru, who was from Lourdes. Mary appeared to her. I was thinking about my favorite saints, and maybe we can pick John Paul II would be one of my favorite saints there. Now, when we say someone is a saint, it doesn't mean we say that everything they did or said is perfect. No, even as saints, had to go to confession. But overall, they lived a life worthy of imitation, that they reached a degree of holiness. Even St. John Paul II had a sense of humor. We see this other picture of him laughing at a comedy skit that was done for him, I think in St. Peter's Square there. My favorite saints would be St. Gianna, of course, and we have her shrine. And this is my favorite picture of St. Gianna with her kids there. And she just gives us a great example, because sometimes we think, well, the saints had to be a priest, a nun, or whatever. But she gives an example of, day-to-day life. She was a wife, mother, and a doctor, and how to balance all of that. And she did it. And she's a saint. By the way, you hear it here first, that this past week, her daughter, Gianna Emanuela, accepted the invitation of Bishop Hicks to come to the diocese next year. And so she's going to come here and to a diocesan event, probably next June. So that's good news to have Gianna Emanuela, her daughter, come back here. My favorite saint, I would say, and hopefully Gianna and John Paul II understand, but my favorite saint, I'll tell people, is St. Terz. So there's a St. Terz. That's when she wasn't a nun yet, but she was meeting with the bishop because she wanted to go into the cloister early, a year early. You couldn't go until you were 16. Well, she was 15 in this picture, but she wanted to look older. She wanted to look older for the bishop, and so she put her hair up in a bun so she would look older. But the bishop didn't go for it. He said, no, so have to wait 1 year. But she lived a great, heroic life just in the cloister, away from everybody else. She said, my vocation is love. I want to be in the heart of the church. My vocation is love. We have her statue over there in the Science Chapel there. She helped me out in seminary. And we have her shrine in Darien. You have the National Shrine in Darien, so please see that at some point. Who's your favorite saints? And who have you picked to be your favorite saint? Or the better way is to say, who has picked you? Because if you have a devotion to a saint, they have picked you. They have chosen you. But they have been an example. And we hear from the Jesus talking to the Pharisee. They try to trap him, say, hey, what's the greatest commandment and law? And what's his answer? That you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. That comes from Deuteronomy, and there's the Ten Commandments there. So that would be like the first 3 commandments, love of God. And in Deuteronomy chapter 6, there's the Shema prayer, which the Jewish people say every day, and still to this day. 3 times a day, they say the Shema prayer, something to the effect of, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is your God, the Lord alone. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, strength. So that's what Jesus is picking up here when he gives the answer. And the Pharisee is asking for which commandment, so just one. But he gives 2. So the first one is love of God. But then see the next 7 of the 10 commandments, and he says, but the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. And then he's concrete in that. Let's go back to the scripture verse that I have there. But first, Exodus. And now after the 10 commandments, this is just after the 10 commandments were given, now the Lord drills down and gives more specific laws. Just like in the state, in the county, you have more specific laws in the country. Now God is giving more specific laws. And he's saying here, don't go against the alien, which is the immigrant, the stranger, the temporary dweller, the sojourner. Don't go against them. And don't go against the widow, the orphan. Why does he say these 3? And also your poor neighbor. Why does he say these categories? It's because they're the most vulnerable. They have no voice. They have no police to protect them. They have no real laws to protect them other than God's law. They have no army to protect them. So that's why God gets serious very quick, where he says, if you go kill them, I will kill you with the sword. And to us, that sounds pretty intense, but what's he saying here? They have no one to protect them, but I will protect them. Since they have no one to protect them, I will protect them. And so that's why we have to be a voice for the poor, for the unborn, for those who have no voice, for the alien, for the immigrant. Remember, unless we're 100% Native American, we all, our family, we came from different countries. And God reminded them, the Israelites, remember, for about 400 years, you were slaves, you were aliens in Egypt. So treat them mercifully. And we're called to do the same. That's what the saints did. All the saints, they had a special call from God to help out those in need. They became an example of loving God and of neighbor. But in order for us to love God and neighbor, we have to make a commitment and engage in our faith. And so that's why, if you can bring up the stewardship slide, the last slide there. In the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about talent. Is the Lord calling us to be engaged in our parish for a specific ministry, or somehow use the talent we have in work for God and for the church? Or how about time? Treasurer will talk about in a couple weeks for our Commitment Sunday, but is the Lord calling us to use our talent for our church? So, I get ideas at times. They're not always the best, but I still act on them sometimes as well. So I have an idea about another little Undercover Pastor video, which is a shorter one than the last one. So this past Monday, I just got together with somebody, Michael Patty, and it was just me and him. We came up with some ideas here. So it's humor with a point. Yeah. Okay. The context is this, in which I'm in the narthex. There's a ministry fair coming up. I'm going through the Bible. I don't know this person comes in, and I'm trying to encourage them to be part of a ministry. And then someone else comes in who may motivate this person. So let's see this video. Another good point, God. Another good point. Still trying to find how to be a better pastor in 3 seconds or less. Hey, oh, sorry about that. Welcome. Are you here for the ministry gathering? So great. That's awesome. My name is Father Matt, and I can. So you can just have a seat right there. All right. Well, great to have you. So, would you like to be maybe a greeter, an usher? A greeter, an usher is someone who is friendly, smiling. You know, they greet people so they feel welcome. They take them to their place and they engage them. And not sure. Okay, I understand. No problem. Think about that. Okay, maybe a lector. A lector is someone who proclaims God's word and does it with confidence, does that nice and clear, gets in front of everybody, and you probably would have to talk for that as well. You don't seem too talkative right now, but I totally understand. Maybe a cantor, you sing in front of everybody. Yeah, I can. No, that's right. I mean, maybe drums. Maybe drums would be best. All right. Maybe tech. Tech, you just are behind the scenes. We have the screens so people can feel like they're part of the mass, because they are, of course. But sometimes when you come and you don't know the lyrics, you don't know the mass parts, that can be intimidating. So we try to help them. Not sure, maybe think about it. Okay, but you know what? There's other ministries as well. But I think I have just the person who can motivate you in this. So let me get them. And oh, by the way, there's some good holy water. All right. 1 second. Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, my name's Mike. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. They call me Copper Mike. Copper Mike. All right. Go Foxes. All right. Yo, so I'm here to tell you, I want you to be part of this team. St. Patrick Parish. It's a great team. Great team. We need some more offense. We definitely need some defense. But we need your whatever gifts God has given to you. You know? Understand, man? God has given to each one of us a gift to be used for the good of others. God's glory. So, what's that gift you have? I want you to get off the sideline, get off the bench, and get in the game, right? No more just being a fan, just spectating. I want you to be in it. You can do it. You can do it, man. All right? I don't even know who you are, but you can do it. Okay? Pray about it. When you go to church, pray about it. All right? God bless you, man. No more bench time. You're in the game. Hey, oh, sorry. So what do you think? Did God tell you anything? You know, and oops. Oh, sorry. I have a condition. I grow hair really quick. It's like 5 o'clock shadow. Anyway, so God has given you a gift, you know, to be used for His glory, for the good of this parish. And I believe in you, man. I believe in you. So just give us a call, and we'd love to have you. Okay, may God bless you. Okay, have a good day.
There's many opportunities for you to get in the game at St. Patrick Parish. For more information, please visit stpatrickyorkville.org.
So that is going to go on social media. You can continue. Oh no, okay, stop. All right, but hey, put it out there. Not my best, but it was just some copper mic instead of iron mic. Get it? Copper mic. Anyway, okay, so. But seriously, the Lord has given us each a gift. Now, maybe some of us is to be used liturgically, so greeter, usher, altar server, cantor, whatever area, but maybe it's more in youth, maybe it's a group of ministry that we have, maybe it's more adoration during the week. God has called all of us to be part of our faith. And, this week we have a HR person from a parish who's helping us with different HR stuff. We're all good. We're good. But I mean, there's things that come up in parish life. And so has God given you skill sets or talents to be used for his glory? And I believe that we have more and more people in our pews who do. But we have to step up. Just this morning, the 8 a.m. Mass, we had no music. We had no music, which is rare, but we didn't have a pianist. We didn't have a cantor because they couldn't make it. And so it really makes a difference when we give our talent for God and for each other. So I ask you to pray about it. See what the Lord puts in your heart. Let us be an example. Let's be an example for our family, for our church, for others.